Stacked and packed nose to tail, side by side, under the control of Mike Lawless. Through the Pitts Realty start zone, Mike Lawless, along with Bryant Moyer, takes him to the green. How about this battle up front? 6 cars, all side by side, nose to tail. Bryant Moyer leads lap 1. Brandon Jordan now flies past him. As a car loops it around in turn 2, Midwest Sheet Metal caution comes out as the guilty party is the 25, bringing the caution out. Tim Wise out of Carlin, Nevada. Tim's first race this season after running a hobby stock last year. Chris Crocker gets them lined out single file. No double wide restarts for the Show Me Vintage racers. They line up nose to tail. All behind Brandon Jordan, who took over the lead on lap 1 by 1/100th of a second. Bryant Moyer had second. And Chad Eichelberry flies past him. Mickey Cook will do the same thing. Side by side for third. Cook on the outside in the 14 in that 1928 Pontiac sedan. And after a lap, they are already catching up with lapped cars. Midwest Sheet Metal caution comes out for the second time. That's for cars knotted up on the top side of 1. You know, one of them was Damon Clevenger in the 6. Get word from the Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew. Everybody's in good shape. Only been able to get 2 laps in, and Brandon Jordan leads the way. But the Bandit, Chad Eichelberry, behind him. Eichelberry out of Warrensburg. In thirds, Mickey Cook in that 28 Pontiac sedan. The 113 is a 1935 Ford Coupe out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, Jim Thorne. A winner at Central Missouri last year. Winless this year so far. Focus. Giant Bryant Moyer in the 9D from Lone Jack, Missouri, and a 73 Ford Gran Torino. And I'm sorry, I think that's the best looking car out there. Behind Eichelberry, another ride that looks really good is the 2B of Brian Cox, a 71 Firebird. A winner at I-35 last year. 15 career wins for Brian. Mike Lawless in the Merkenstein, a 46 Mercury from Raytown, Missouri. A winner at Lake Cumberland just a little over a month ago, back on July 20th. Former dragster. Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew still tending to the cars over in turn one. As we go back to Jeff Triggs in the 39 Chevy sedan. He is out of Wayne, Nebraska. Daryl Doerr in the 40 Coupe and the 711. He is out of Plainview, Nebraska. And then the 5 of Ken Brown. He is out of Centennial, Colorado. Damon Clevenger on the hook. So the 3-time winner here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Not going to be a 4th time tonight. That car is all kinds of torn up. Caution lights turned out. And that means the green flag is in the hand of Bryson Leftwich. And the field under the control of Brandon Jordan through the Pitts Realty restart zone. Brandon Jordan would love to see some laps clicked off. We've only gotten 2 so far. Midwest Sheet Metal caution out again. A look at Beth Martin in the 88. In the 55 Chevy. Beth's brother Robbie was a national karting champion back in the 70s and 80s. This is a racing family. They've got a daughter, Emma, that's been racing since the age of 6. Started in a dirt modified at the age of 15. And we'll go back to work in one more lap. Brandon Jordan, Chad Eichelberry, Jim Thorne, your top 3. Mickey Cook and Brian Cox run 4th and 5th. Green back up in the air, and Brandon Jordan set sail after going through the Pitts Realty start zone, and this time Chad Eichelberry was able to hang with the 2. Only a half a car length behind. Eichelberry peeking to the inside, not able to make that pass through 1 and 2. A half a second behind as Brandon Jordan stretches that lead out in 3 and 4. And Mickey Cook sideways. Boy, nearly colliding with him was Andy Wiles. Wiles able to get around Mickey. Live to fight another day as the caution comes out. You know, we've had our nights with this Show Me Vintage Racing class that have gone green, white, checkered. And then we've had nights like tonight, where we go green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow. We're going to get to that white and checker here in just a minute. Single file again through the Pitts Realty restart zone. Chad Eichelberry's been able to put together some good runs, just not able to do anything with Brandon Jordan. Here's another one. A run to the inside, up the track, and still Brandon Jordan able to lead. 2 car lengths ahead is Jordan over Eichelberry. And then side by side for 3rd and 4th, Jim Thorne on the outside, Andy Wiles to the inside, and Wiles just barely able to hang on to it. Stays in the loud pedal, and it works for him. He's up to 3rd. Cross flags in the air, car to the infield. He's off the track, so should be okay for the 76 of Kevin Prawl. And what was a good lead between Brandon Jordan, or a good race between Brandon Jordan and Chad Eichelberry, not so much of a race anymore. Now 1.8 seconds for Jordan ahead of Chad. And Andy Wiles starting to catch up with Eichelberry. Eichelberry's car is going away, and Andy Wiles is going to the front. Again, Andy Wiles started in 27th, and a car stopped in turn 4, sideways on the track, the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. Spinner by the 35, bringing out the caution of Bill Behrens out of Sioux City, Iowa. The 34 Ford brings out the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. Hobby Time Motorsport safety crew. Had to go back to the last completed lap, which puts Chad Eichelberry back ahead of Andy Wiles, but there is a new contender in town with 5 laps to go, and it's Andy Wiles. Wiles in the 51 Studebaker. Won here in 2021. Won again in July of this year and is a 6-time winner on the season, including 3 wins at Electric City. 3 wins at Nevada, a win at Electric City and a win at Valley. Won 4 times in 23. Green back in the air, and Chad Eichelberry was charging towards the front, but again, a new player at Andy Wiles. Wiles up to second. To 4 laps to go. It'll be 3 laps this time. And Andy Wiles, 27th to second, and he spins from second. Midwest Sheet Metal caution comes out. Andy Wiles almost goes from the outhouse to the penthouse, but he ends up in the outhouse again. Well, we thought we were going to have the story of the night with Andy Wiles going from almost dead last to the lead, but over pushes it through 3 and 4, trying to get around Brandon Jordan, and Andy Wiles' night is done with 3 laps to go. Got to think now that this race is Brandon Jordan's to win. Jim Thorne Never really had anything for the 2D all night long. The only other driver that did was Chad Eichelberry, and now Eichelberry's back in third. Andy Wiles probably had the fastest car on the track, but now he is all the way back to the back. He's passed 4 cars since the green flag came back out, and now with 2 to go, Chad Eichelberry is going to give it everything he has, now running up in second. 0.7 seconds behind. Brandon Jordan with 1 to go. The wild man, Brandon Jordan, watching that battle out of his rearview mirror. That's the only battle in the top 5 as Brandon Jordan wins at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Jim Thorne able to hold off Chad Eichelberry for second. John Martin got up to 4th, Brian Cox in 5th.